let me give a small brief of how to create the landscape. We need a surface. This is a static mesh which we can't deform it. It has vertices, point and everything. We can't deform it. But in the landscape, it needs a surface. To go to the landscape, under this selection mode, go to landscape. A grid gets appear. This is the surface, and this is the initial stage to create the landscape. How it's getting, just don't worry about all these things as of now. Just simply create this by creating the fill world. It creates to the entire fill world, but it takes more time because to the entire level itself it's been created. So don't do it. There are some section sizes. Let's go to the minimum quads. Quads is nothing but you can see the grid, the yellow line. You can see as of now. You can see the yellow line, which you can see over here. Let me get back to this thing. Selection mode. Right now we are not in this thing. Let me delete all these things. We don't need. Okay. Again, let me go back to the landscape. This is the basic setup, which is a low kind of resolution of a landscape, which has a number of components is 1 into 1. This quad is the green one because we are going to create the landscape surface with the height map. I will show what it does. If you increase the section into 2 by 2 means it gets doubled with the 787, which it gets doubled as 14 as like this. These are the quads. It represents as a quads. These sections, each section is represented with the quads. You can increase this quads or whatever it may be. This is the section and components, 2 components, 3 components. Just simply create. This is a lower version. This is the surface. To create the terrain, a kind of mountain, you have to going to create with this surface itself. How? With a height map. How this height map works? You can create it your own height map with the grayscale informations. How it works? Just give. Before we were in the manage, create, new, everything. We have been in this stage. Now once you give the create, you have to go to the next step is the sculpt option. You can create that map and you can bring it over here itself with the grayscale information itself. In online also you can get it, height map, everything for these things. You will get it as a file itself, that black and white informations. Black is the flat one. I'll show first. I'll show this. Brush size is too much. That's what it's getting up. This is the brush size. What it does, hold the left mouse button, the surface gets increased over here. This is just a lower version. I'm just showing how it works. By creating the grid as like this, we have to create it. These height maps, it has values. You can export all these height maps. Later we'll come to know how everything is getting. It will have a white value if you bring as PNG format everything. This part has white value and the bottom part has black value. In between it has a gray informations. This is how this terrains are getting created, you have to create the terrains as like this with the default options of what we have seen. Okay, so let me go back to the selection mode again. Here I'm not going to use this thing, so what I will do in the sense, I'll import a level, I'll create a new level which by default itself as open world. Don't say. This is the with the height map already it has been created. You'll get default in the Unreal itself in this package, like how we have seen the direction light and everything. Here there is one option called landscape. Okay, now you can't edit it since it's in the selection mode. So once you go to the landscape mode, the same thing of what you have seen before you can see over here. On your own you can create the same thing. What this landscape has, see, I can increase the brush size, it seems, since the landscape is huge. So let me increase the brush size and zoom it. Once again, let me go to this thing to access and everything. Let me have a small one actor over here which make me to zoom in or whatever it may be. I can easily access it. The end key, it goes down. Okay, somewhere here the cube is here, so whenever I want I can select this cube and frame it. Okay, again let me go back to the landscape. I'm going to hold the left mouse button and increase this surface as like this. Simply I can just make it as like this. Okay, with the resolutions of what we have given, everything it has got updated over here. You can smoothen this. You can smooth as like this. Okay, it's up to you how you need it as like this previous everything. If you take time you can do it. Just I'm doing it simply. You can flatten this. I have flattened this with this tool. Again if I want I can smoothen this. Before it was being like a, it has been like a cone shape. Now I created something as like this. You can use this ramp option also. Just hold one point over there and another point over here and hit enter. It has a ramp over here. Again if you want to smoothen this, you can smooth as like this. Smooth, you can smooth as like this. This is how it has been smoothened over here, and you can erase it. It goes back to its position. Okay, let's keep it as like this. If I go to this in the if selection mode, if I select this, it has a landscape material. You can see over here. You can see a landscape material for this thing, this thing. If I want to apply, I'm going to change the materials for these things. Suppose over here, to certain area, I want to change means I'm going to select as like this, and then if I go to this thing, and another best option for this in the sense, you can filter the types under this. If you select the materials, static meshes, whatever it may be, it categorized as like this. As of now, if I want only the material, means if I click this, the static meshes goes off, but still it's inside the content drawer, you can access it. The viewing only, it has gone. And landscape, there is one, this thing, landscape material. I want to change search under the content folder itself, content, and or I can see the landscape. If I drag this and put it into this, it has got updated. These are the foliages, rocks, static meshes, and the landscape over here, which we can see here. If you see the landscape, the terrain, everything has been created with this thing, landscape, with this MI landscape material. Let's see where it is. Here, MI landscape material. So these foliages and everything been created. Let's see how we can bring it. Okay. Sorry guys, I couldn't able to get the exact material because it has a layer infos and everything, which I couldn't able to get now. In the later in the Q&A sessions, means in our Discord, I will update you. Unreal office hours, I will update you through where we can get the access and we can blend the surfaces, materials, and everything. So instead of that, next thing, let's go to the foliages thing, how to create the trees and plants, whatever it may be. To do that, let me enable the static mesh. Just select the foliage. If this pine tree you need it, means just drop it into this foliage type, drag and drop it. Don't know how it works. I'm just trying. Why? Because it's taking time over here. The brush size becomes a violet color. Okay, at least it's working here. Since it's too dense, I'm going to reduce the dense of the pine tree. Undo it. Dense as like this. You can create whatever you want. If I want to place any rocks over here, I can drag this rock and put it into this foliage type and select this rocks, uncheck this pine tree and check this rocks. You can place it like this. You can place as much as you want. Even if you want the flowers to get placed over there, drag and drop over here. Since we didn't get this thing texture for this, later we'll see. Select this. You can increase the in between the dense itself. See, you can see the spaces between each flower. Now if I increase the paint density, it will be more dense in between the flowers itself, the region. and if you go on zoom, it means you can see. If you want to change another color, okay, like this you can place it. And I have already been imported the other sample through this add feature content pack, which I have selected the third person. Why? Because in the, let me check in the project settings. This is just a simple thing. Why I'm doing this thing in the sense third person. Okay, I kept it as third person. I want to place the character over here. Go to the selection mode, right click, play from here. You can see still I have the textures has not been updated. Yeah, just use the game keys WSAD everything. You can see the collisions also of what we have created. Everything you can see. Here if I make play from here, you can see the collisions over here of what we have created. So these are the main features of the landscape and foliages and everything you can see. Okay, then hit escape on the keyboard. We'll come back to this. And another thing, the next session what we are going to see is the animation FBX, how we are going to get the animations into this Unreal from external packages. As of now, how I'm going to do, you can do the animations in Maya, Houdini, 3D Max, on other software packages, and export it as FBX. It needs a skeleton structure for the character, means for the polygon geometry, in FBX format. In that FBX, you need a geometry and then skeleton. That's it. And export it as FBX and bring it to the Unreal. Instead of doing all these things, I'm going to take it from the online, which is this thing, Mixamo. If I go and search the characters, the character, let me take the character Leonard. Use this character. I'm going to use this character. For the animation, let me use the boxing kind of animation. This thing, I'm going to take it, box. So I'm going to download this also. Here I'm going to use without skin. For 24 FPS, download. Let me clear all this sample workshop. Here, let me create a folder called animation. Under the first, import this thing, T-pose. Drag and drop the T-pose. Once you drag and drop it, it will ask to check the skeletal mesh or not. Importing the mesh, just give all this thing geometry, and by default just give as like this, import as it is. Okay, that also takes time, not that much. Yeah, this is fit for we have what we have got in the sense materials, and then a skeletal mesh associated with the physics asset and skeletons. If you double click this, skeletal mesh editor gets open, and all the materials of what it has been existed in the FBX file, everything been applied here. Okay, it has a skeleton also, no need to worry about the skeletons, how it has been placed. So this is the skeletal mesh. To this mesh I'm going to give the animation of what we have downloaded. So before that, let me download first the boxing. Once I do it, here I need to mention already it has a mannequin assets, so I'm going to map the skeleton as T-pose skeleton and import it. Again I'm going to import dropkick. Again with this import, you can see in the this is physical animations, you can see, sorry, again I am opening the same thing, dropkick unboxing. I have imported two animations. Let's see how I'm going to take the output of this. Before that, let me save all. Okay. To view there is no timeline in this interface. So to work on with the timeline, there is one concept called sequencer. Where do we get the sequencer? Under this add level sequence, either here or otherwise. If you go by here, it will ask we need to show the path inside the content browser. So already I have browsed over here. So right click, cinematics, level sequence. You can name it as short 1 or whatever name you want, you can rename it. If you double click this, a sequencer tab open over here. This is the content browser and this is the sequence tab. Switch this to, there are some tools over here, we'll see each one by one. Switch this to 24 FPS and this is the save button, no need to worry. This is the higher actors which the map we are using and everything information, the top hierarchy, you can find it over here. And save button, and you can create a camera over here. But what I'm going to do in the sense, to this level, first I need to bring my character. How I'm going to bring my character? Just select the T-pose, not the animations. Over here, just place it, frame it. Okay, over here we have placed over here, and then I need to map my animation to this character. So to do it, before that, let me create a camera over here. How I'm going to create the camera, since there is no texture, the cloth is not getting visible that much, please adjust it. Under this place actors, where we have got the shapes and lights also, I didn't explain all those lights. Okay, these are the basic lights, spotlights, which is a cone light, point light, and everything you can access here itself. Same thing under the cinematic, you can get all kinds of cameras, rig cameras in the movies and all, how they do. Really, we are going to take a simple basic camera, create cine camera. It's here near to the character, next to the character itself it has been placed, but it's viewing the other side. I need the camera to get placed over here. From here it needs to get zoom in. The camera need to go forward to the character. I need it as like it. So to do it from here, if I'm going to start in the sense, the viewing, the camera which it's getting viewed, a small panel gets popped over here. This is the camera. I'm going to rename it cam1. To this camera I'm going to snap object to view. Now it's viewing from where I'm viewing. It means the camera has got snapped to the view. The object is nothing but the camera. It has got viewed over here. Since it's too dark, let me place the character over here. Okay. I just got the input, which the textures has not been appear. It's too dark. Okay, let me bring my camera to this spot. How I'm going to do? Here it's the camera. Snap object to view. Yeah. What I'm going to do in the sense, I have my character and camera. In the sequencer, this is the timeline, and here there are the tracks. It has tracks. All the tracks needs to get input here, then only we can update our actors or camera, actors like camera, lights, on all those things we can update with this track. We have to bring all this camera as a track, then character as a track, drag and drop it over here as like this. Once you drop it, there is one track called master track called camera cuts. By default it gets appeared. Either you can import it as like this, or otherwise, let me delete this. Select this camera, add tracks. It has many tracks, audio track, short track, camera track. As of now we are going to use the actor. Camera is an actor. I'm going to bring the camera. Instead of finding and searching and everything, since I selected the camera, on top of the hierarchy itself you can see cam01. I'm going to bring it. Again it has got updated. Once you do it, you can see the viewport. You can see pilot actor. The actor is the camera. You can pilot it, means you can handle the camera as like this itself. If you want to stop, by default you may face any mistakes by handling the camera. Your view has got fixed, so stop pilot. If you want to stop pilot, means come out of the stop piloting. In the viewport itself you can adjust. See, if the camera is here and you want to make the character to move, but the viewing panel which you have seen through the camera has gone. So once you select it, again it pops up. To pin this panel, use this button, pin preview. Now if you select the character also, it won't goes off. And you can make the characters to move or whatever it may be, you can do it. Okay, now let me unpin this and I'm going to lock the viewport through this camera cuts itself, either camera 1, but if it has many cameras, you can lock this itself to the master 1 track. From here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to animate it at the frame 0. Before that, let's have a look what it has. Default camera has a default thing. Let me all the transform of location, rotation, scale, everything we will be getting as a transform track itself. And then lens, focal length settings, and the film back, everything, all settings regarding the cameras you will be getting over here. So now I'm going to animate the camera. To do that, I'm going to give a key over here. Once I give it, you can see an orange kind of key has got created. At the end of this, by default it's giving 120 frames. Okay, at the end of this, you can see this is just a small animation. Here if I want, I can go back a little bit. No, it's okay, since in between it's crossing the center region. So to maintain all these things, there is one option called cinematic viewport. In this cinematic viewport, if you see the same controls also, you can see over here everything. But what the main thing you can do in the sense, in this cinematic viewport, you can get the grids also, and action safe, all these frames, outer part, everything you can maintain it. So I'll use this thing since it's coming from the center. Is it center? Yeah, it's somewhat okay. Here I can maintain with this. I can give one in between key. The camera is not that much favor to us, so to edit the curve of what you can do it in the Maya animation curves and all, you can do it here also with this button over here. If you click this button, you can change it, you can fine tune it. Here you can see. As of now, let's use as like this. Later you can fine tune it. Now I got the camera animation. Let me save this. Now I need to map my animation to this character. How do I do? Since we have imported all the animations and I have brought the character to the scene, to the level, to my world, I brought it. So it has all the information which I have mapped all the animations to my skeletal T-pose. So I'm going to bring the T-pose by selecting here, add track, add to sequencer, add T-pose. Now I have linked my T-pose into this cinematic, but I need the animation. There is one same, you can see the transform track, everything, but there is one animation track. Click this add button. I'm going to add this over here. You can see a track over here, animation track, maybe. if you play this, it gets stopped because the animation stops. We have the animation duration up to this, it's kicking back. So what I'm going to do in the sense, I'm going to continue the another track. I'm going to blend the another track over here. uh, Add drop kick over here. You can see it's coming and doing a drop kick. But if you see, there is a jerk over here. When the next track comes, there is a jerk. You can blend this as like a, this is like just like a non-linear stuff of editing stuffs. If you zoom in, you can see the band kind of this thing, like how you fade in, fade out. Same thing, I'm going to place it and I'm going to do it this for here. You can see it's too fast, so let's extend the timing. Means as of now I had given 5 frames, at least let's give for 10 frames. Let me extend this. Okay, you can zoom it by holding the control button and scroll. You can zoom in, zoom out. Okay, and control plus the right mouse button, you can pan it. If you see now, it gets blend. Okay, we have the camera animation up to this, so we don't want that much. Bring it over here. Once this track crosses than this, it goes to the T-pose because there is no animations informations for this. So let's bring the camera cuts up to here, and this is the start. Green color is the start, the green line you can see. No, this is the start time, and this is the end time. You can also bring the end time over here. Otherwise, you can set it, right click on the marker and send end time. The red marker comes over here. This is the main thing. Now the final part is the render. We have seen the FVX import sequences, and the final part is the render. So how do we take the renders? Save it. To take the final output, go to this film clapboard icon. Here there is one option, movie scene capture. This is the legacy, means in previous Unreal 4, 3 and all we were using this. If you just click this one, you will get only this thing, flat render, path and everything. But in 4 itself we have brought as a plugin. Now in 5 by default it has come as a render queue. If you click this clapboard, you will get all these options for doing the jobs. You can queue it. I'm going to select this unsaved configuration settings. I'm going to give the settings for this. I don't want JPEG output. I'm going to give the Apple ProRes output. In the output, I can give desktop workshop. Over here I can give select folder name. I'm just anim sample 01 and click this deferred rendering. And give it as the lower version because I don't want to take more time. Click this output path over here, hit render local. To compile the shaders, it takes a bit time. For the first time only it takes time, and the next time if you keep on taking this thing compiling shaders, it takes time for the first time, and again if you want to take the another version, means it won't compile it again. And I am sorry for this texture and everything which I couldn't able to make it as of now. You can send any queries, questions, everything under this Unreal office hours, you can raise the questions. Okay, it has got rendered. The anime sample which I rendered now, it has got rendered. Okay, and I'm sorry for that. The texture which I couldn't able to get as of now, uh, will update you. Then this is the conclusion. Anything you need regarding the, you can reach us at the Discord community also, and you can find all the details about us in the website. And over here you can get any uh, marketplace, means you need the characters. We have started this channel, we keep posting the new assets in the marketplace listing itself. And any questions you can ask through this Unreal office hours, we'll get in touch in this channel itself. And any announcement for future, there are many experts. In the future we'll be addressing many sessions, workshops and everything. All these informations you can easily get it through these announcement channels. So hope so you understood what I've told, what I've taught, everything. Thanks for this session. Thanks for all the participants. Thank you.